Hey everyone, I'm Drea with Waste Consultants here. Today we are going to talk about the 5 reasons a waste audit is a no-brainer. Not everything in life should be hard, right? But choosing to have a WCI audit is easy. Why? Because our audits are risk-free, they protect your time, it's cash flow positive, it's non-invasive, and we consistently find savings. Our audits make your life and your staff's lives easier. We're in the business of solving waste problems, not adding to your already full plate. So let's talk about the reasons why you should get a waste audit. So one of the main ones that I like to tell people is our waste disposal audits are risk-free. Let's go into detail about how that happens. So you incur 0 risk by putting our expertise to use. The worst case scenario, we don't find any savings. This has happened about 5% of the time over the 18 years we've been in business. If we don't find any savings, you don't pay us. Essentially, you get a free audit and the assurance that you're managing your waste really, really efficiently. We actually had this happen once a couple of months ago. We were auditing a hotel chain and they had someone that was doing such a fantastic job of creating their waste contracts that they were already paying fantastic rates and there were no savings to be found. So we don't think you should pay for something that you don't ultimately profit from. You only stand to gain from a WCI waste audit. Our waste audits protect your time. We protect your time in the audit process and also in the post-audit process. So the audit process time commitment is minimal. We know time is your greatest asset. So here's a rundown of how much time you or your staff can expect to contribute to our partnership. A 10-minute discovery call. There's a 20-minute Zoom presentation to learn about our process. 1 to 2 hours are spent compiling invoices and service agreement information. And then 1 to 2 hours over the next 3 months verifying data or answering questions. Then 1 hour going over audit findings and the savings report. In sum, you and your staff will most likely spend a mere 4 hours contributing information to the process. What you have to decide is whether those 4 hours are worth it when compared to your returns. Time is money, right? Companies who put in these 4 hours have saved over $100,000 annually on their waste spend. We know that there's a 90% chance you're overspending. The question is whether you want to commit those 4 hours to doing something about it. So the post-audit process time commitment is even less. Or to put it another way, is it worth it to put in these 4 hours so that you and your staff don't have to put in the hours fixing never-ending loops of waste issues? The other way we protect your time is by monitoring your bills and taking care of service issues. After our audit process is complete and the savings are hitting your bottom line, we protect those savings. Errors occur on your invoices 10% of the time. Are you catching them? You can get the short end of the stick when it comes to service issues. Get a waste ally who knows the industry. Your time is valuable. Be proactive about protecting it and make sure to get returns on any time that you invest. Our audit process makes it real easy for you to do both. So our waste audit process is cash flow positive. Our services are guaranteed to be cash flow positive. This means 2 things. Again, you only pay us when we find savings. If we don't find any savings whatsoever on your account, don't owe us a dime. Our fees are strictly derived from your savings. If we save you $12,000 every month, we get $6,000 of that. If we save you $500 every month, we get $250 of that. You're still saving, and you pay us to continue to protect your savings. This means that our services are not an added budgetary expense. You don't have to get a few $1,000s in overhead approved so that you can employ us to get your waste expenses under control. We're paid out of the savings we find, which also motivates us to find the most savings we can for you. So our process happens off-site. We've tailored what we do to require minimum time and effort from on you and your staff. For the vast majority of our clients, we complete our audit process completely remotely. There are a few reasons this is possible. First, we use Google Maps and Google Earth to look at the location of dumpsters on your property. You don't necessarily have to go on site to verify certain aspects of your waste disposal and recycling process. Second, your documentation usually gives a clear picture of your current waste needs. Your service agreement is going to tell us about your terms, pricing, and auto renewal clauses. Your invoices are going to show us the hauler's record of service levels, equipment, rates, and fees. We typically follow up with phone calls to each site's manager to verify service levels and equipment on site. We'll also ask questions about seasons variance and what waste and recycling needs really are at that particular site. We often find that site managers can give a level of detail that open up other avenues of savings. We consistently find savings. Over the 18 years we've been in business, we found that most mid to high-level companies are overspending on their waste. The exact numbers hovers about above 90%. So when we partner with you, we do so knowing there's a high rate of success. We know we'll likely deliver substantial savings. Our clients are sometimes skeptical about whether we can deliver, but we do. Take Tad Dolbeer of Tar Heel Capital. As the owner of 75 Wendy's restaurants, Tar Heel wanted to rein in their waste and recycling expenses. Tad had already tried to rein in spending, but he was still sitting on savings. He just didn't have the market knowledge he needed to find all the opportunities. So he put our expertise to use. In the first month of invoice post-implementation, he saw gross savings of $6,800 every month. He wrote us, "When you came back to me with $6,800 each month in savings, as well as significant refunds from overbilling, I was truly impressed and grateful." We don't just find savings in manufacturing and the food industries. We've also had huge success with multifamily housing. Scott Alderman of Landura Management, a multifamily management company, got in touch and wanted us to evaluate his waste spend. There were a lot of variables, 4,500 units in 9 states. They had different waste vendors and lots of bad contracts. The logistics were complicated. But even though these variables were a challenge, our approach remained the same. We looked for savings opportunities and we found them. After they were implemented, Scott was able to report back to us the recommendations you implemented, resulting in these expenses being reduced by 25%. The gross savings, over $100,000 each year. That adds up real fast. Our clients know our audits are thorough and our process works. Getting a waste audit is easy. We've structured our waste audit process to be easy and risk-free. If we don't find savings, you pay nothing. When we do find savings, you'll pay us out of those savings. And our process involves minimal interference with you and your team. Guys, if you have 15 minutes, sign up for a free consult right now. It's going to take so little of your time, and we would love to answer any questions you have about our process and how we can help you.